Madison, but most people call me Maddie. And this is my husband, Austin. We also have a dog. Meet Ollie. This is our story, Expression from a Minimalist. Good morning. Ollie's here. It's about 6:30 in the morning, and I finally just got the inspiration to finish up our honeymoon trip video because it's kind of just been sitting there since November. It's already February 2nd today, and I was just laying in bed this morning and I could kind of finally see like what I wanted to do with it. I've just been a little bit intimidated because we have so much content and footage. I just didn't even know like where to begin or how to put everything together. So my idea was to get up early this morning, make some tea, and just sit in my poorly lit bedroom because there's hardly any sunlight yet, and so we'll just deal with this bad lighting. And I'm just gonna tell you about the adventure that we went on and how wonderful it was. Okay, so let's start from the very beginning. I had some notes that I wrote down kind of along the way of what we rode and where we went and some of my favorite parts. So we left, I worked November 5th, that was a Thursday, I worked till 1, and Ollie and Austin dropped me off in the morning and finished up the last few things for packing and drove the camper to pick me up after work, and we headed straight to Southern Idaho from there. Our first idea was to drive to Downatta Hot Springs because we thought it'd be nice to get up and soak in the morning, and that took about 6 hours of our driving. So we pulled in pretty late that night, I want to say 10:30 or 11, and it was just this wide open field of camping. So we just picked a spot. We were the only ones there because not very many people camp in November. And we had a pretty good night. That was the first night that was really windy, so I think we just tucked in early and went to bed. And then we got up early and went into the hot springs, and these were like pool hot springs that somebody turned into like a man-made pool. They were really nice, but I prefer like a natural outdoor hot springs, so we paid like $3 I think to get in and just soaked for a little bit. And then we were able to use the showers, which was really nice. So now we're at Friday, November 6th in the morning. We just did a soak, and now we went back and packed up our camper, and we are headed to Green River, Wyoming. And everyone had told us to look out for these big jackalopes, big rabbits that like sit like 3 feet off the ground. And I was so excited to see one, but we never saw any. We saw a lot of antelope. So we drove to Green River, Wyoming, and we stopped at Wilkins Peak to ride our bikes. We had been in the car for hours, and it was just time to stretch our legs. And so you can see some really cool footage of the beautiful landscape of Wyoming. It's very different than what we ride over here in the PNW. Cue the video.
Take me anywhere that you want. I don't even care if we come back again. And as long as the stars are shining above us, then I just wanna be where you are. I don't wanna close my eyes. Then I might is a moment of you. And as long as the sun shines upon us, and I just wanna be where you are. 'Cause with you I feel no fear. And when you hold me, all my wounds are healed. When I'm with you, I feel safe. There is no pretending, no need to escape.
Having fun?
And I know
You're like a wild coyote today.
I just wanna be
Like a
with
wild
you.
coyote. So you can see we had a really awesome day. We ended up riding about 8 miles and it was challenging. I'm so glad we ended up stopping at that mountain in Wyoming because it was like baby steps to what we were about to start experiencing in Utah. That is for serious mountain bikers. It's very challenging and it's fun. It's really fun. So from there we were ready to just like go find a camp spot. So we drove down the Crean River and we didn't have any camp spots really picked out for this trip. Like we knew the destinations we wanted to go, we knew the hikes we wanted to do, we knew the mountain bike trails that we wanted to ride, and we figured we looked up like a handful of campgrounds and had just a list of them in case, but we really just wanted to go with the flow and didn't want to feel like we needed to get here and here by this date and this time, and I just didn't want to feel rushed. So we actually ended up kind of stumbling upon this camp spot along the beach on the river that was so pretty. Like I didn't even know there was that many beautiful spots in Wyoming. I've always just drove through the long flat part.
Let's go. So I'm gonna come around here and try and get out of the net.
Okay. It ended up being very windy that night too, so we had a fire and cooked dinner and pretty much just tucked in for the night. That's better, huh? I like that stance. Honeymoon night too. Wyoming, who thought? We slept so good that night. It was really windy, but we were exhausted from our bike ride, so we all just had such a good sleep. Nice, Ollie!
Got that one up though.
Yeah, we did. Or you have to wash your bikes. Yeah, I think they would have needed washed anyways.
They probably did. There was a little bit of clay on them, but they weren't nearly.
Yeah, you're right. At least we have this sweet camp shower. It's freaking awesome. We were headed to the Klondike Bluffs this day and drove through Douglas Pass, which I wrote down. Douglas Pass is amazing. And it absolutely was. It was stunning. It was like our first sights into what Utah had to offer, and it is just like, it's beautiful, it's unreal. I just had no idea. I wasn't prepared. Cactus?
Cactus.
Whoa. Be careful. Cactus. Careful, Ollie, that's pokey. Our rule of thumb typically is drive like 2 to 3 hours and then get out and stretch or ride our bikes or do a hike. So we stopped and hiked down to this little creek and ended up finding some wild, just beautiful sockeye salmon. And there was like 15 of them, I swear, in this one spot, just hanging out, just floating around. It was so cool. Gosh, I've just been talking so much, I forgot to drink some of my tea. And the sun is finally starting to come out. Thank you for watching, and I hope this has been entertaining. So after we hiked and saw the beautiful wild salmon, we finished our drive to the Klondike Bluffs, where we would set up our camp for the third night of our honeymoon.